Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Welcome to a free life class, a vertical farm. I want to teach you something we can actually do as something you can do at home. One of the biggest concerns today is the quality of food that we have available. Is the quality of food we have available for everyone. And you realize for most people, they tell you we do not have enough space to grow our food. And in addition to that, other people have the complaint of, oh, our soil is not so healthy, our soil is not fresh, what do we do? And the whole of that. So the question is, what if you can, in a small space, a very minute space, what if you can grow everything you want to grow? So this is inside the house. Look at this space. We are going to do a little bit of some measurement. This tile space is 16 inches. This is 16 inches, just a little bit above 1 feet. 16 inches, just a little bit above 1 feet. So this is 1 square meter. So the question is, how many things can I grow in this small space? Now for home growing, I always say, let's try to grow our vegetables. Things like tomatoes, lettuce, parsley, pumpkin, basic vegetables in the house. But the question is, if this is the only space you have in the house, how much can I grow here? I'm sure somebody is thinking, well, in a small space like this, if you want to grow pumpkin, probably just 1 pumpkin will come out. If you want to grow lettuce, no matter how much you manage, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to grow water leaf, maybe 4, 5, 6, and you are done. What if it is possible for you to grow as many as 100 vegetables from this little space? What if it were possible? Secondly, now, when you grow vegetable in your house or in your area, you realize one of the biggest issues you have to contend with is the soil quality. You probably say, I want to grow, but the quality of soil I have is not so good. And because of that, because the quality of soil I have is not so good, I will not be able to grow X, Y, Z. And 2, you also have things like, oh, even if I have the right quality of soil, the other issue I have is my soil does not have enough nutrients. And there is no way to pack away all that soil and go and bring another soil just in a way to get nutrients. So what if there was a way to grow that plant without depending on soil? 1, to grow that plant any time of the season, any time of the year. What if there was a way to grow about 20 to 30 or even 100 plants from this little space? The good news is there is. But before I tell you how we'll do it, you can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Something Prolific. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram, Something Prolific. You can ask questions or follow me on Facebook. Of course, if you are watching this, you are probably following me on Facebook already, or LinkedIn or Bole Samson. Then, for others, if you want, we actually started a lecture today that will last for the next 8 weeks. Today was the week 1, and these were the things we treated in week 1. Introduction, the materials they will use to build their own farm, very important. Everybody participating in the online class will be able to build their own farm. The nursery, how to set up a nursery correctly. We sent them materials for the nursery. Then introduction to what the whole greenhouse farming is first before we go into soilless farming. Okay, so back to what we are doing. How can I grow so many crops from this little space? Simple. We have our mini gardens that we have been able to produce and create that you can use to grow crops. So if you look at this mini garden, it has 4 holes. And the good news is, excuse me, this small mini garden is not even as big as the 16 by 16 inch space. So by putting this down, automatically I am able to grow 1, 2, 3, 4 vegetables already. But we don't stop there. What if I add another layer to my garden? So what if I add another layer to the garden? So before I could grow 1, 2, 3, 4, with the first layer, I could still grow 1, 2, 3, 4. But by adding another layer to my garden, I can grow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What if I decide to add again another layer to my garden? Is this not beautiful? Now I can grow 12 plants. Still from this little space. Take note that we call this vertical farming. Take note that the space is not changing. It is still the same space I am using. The space is not changing. I'm still using the same space. But what is only changing is I am making use of my vertical layer. This little space. Take note that we call this vertical farming. Take note that the space. So the space is not changing. Then what if I add again another layer? Is this not getting beautiful? What if I add again another layer? So what do we now have? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. Remember, each layer can grow 4 crops. We have holes for 4 pockets, 4 plants. So now I have space for 16 plants. Are we still together? So remember, I'm talking about space optimization. I said we're saying space optimization. We have 16 inches by 16 inches. But what I want to do is grow as many crops as possible. So now I have 16 crops. What if I add again another layer? Now I have 20 crops. So the question is, how many layers can you go? The answer is, how high can you jump? The trick is to grow the same kind of crops in all the layers. When I say the same kind of crop, which means crops that require similar nutrients. And if you realize, they have holes. So all you need to do is, if you can water the topmost layer, the water will flow through all the layers, such that every layer gets watered automatically. So the next question somebody is probably asking is, what then do I use as my soil so that I can produce crops throughout the year? We all know coconuts. I mean, the normal coconut you eat. But what some people probably do not know is that coconut that you eat does not come like that from the tree. It came in a bigger pod. Now, between the pod itself and the coconut, there are some fibers we call coconut fibers. Now, those fibers, we harvest them, wash them thoroughly so that they have pH 7, so they do not add any nutrient or anything to your system. Then we compress them and dry it properly, and they are called cocoa peats. So for example, this is a 5 kilogram cocoa peats. Now, right now this doesn't look like much, but we are going to together see what this will give to us. So once you have your cocoa peats, put water on it, let it expand, let it open up. Let's see how much this is going to give to us. Let's see how much this is going to give to us. So while you're watching though, let's see how much this is going to give to us. So let's go back to setting up our farm. So I will move back a little bit so that we still use the same 16 inches by 16 inches space. 16 inches by 16 inches space. So right now, if you look at the cocoa peats, you notice gradually it is swelling. Gradually. As water touches it, remember we dehydrated it, we removed all the water to compress it. So which means people always ask, how can I eat organic food? Remember, this cocoa peat does not have any nutrients. So whatever you put inside determines whether it is organic or inorganic. If you decide, oh, I am going to be using solely organic nutrients, which means what you will be getting will be organic. If you decide, no, what I'm going to be using solely inorganic nutrients, then what you will be getting will be inorganic. It's as simple as that. So usually the missing formula is, if you know the kilogram by weight of your substrate, multiply it by 5. That is the volume of water you will need to break the cocoa peat down. So we assume 1 kilogram is equal to 1 liter. So since this is 5 kilogram, I am going to need at least 25 liters of water to fully open this thing up. So obviously, you know, this is not going to contain everything, so we'll probably be using multiple bowls. And gradually we'll be breaking and filling up our system. Then we will plant. So you realize, so it's still taking its time. It's still taking its time. If you have questions, please feel free to type in your questions. I think we are still live for you. So please feel free to ask your questions if you have questions. If you have questions, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to ask your questions. If you have questions, please feel free to. So I'm trying to get this to dissolve. This will take quite a while, sorry. Don't worry, the water is not too much. Everybody's wondering, is this not becoming too much water? No, it has not even started yet. The idea of this is so that you can grow things like your herbs, your little vegetables in the comfort of your house. You don't have to be waiting for one lagbaja and be wondering what's the quality of the food you are eating. You can on your own ascertain the quality of food you get. If we can all grow our little vegetables, that would reduce the wastage of food we have today. Because you realize most of the food is, we waste so much food between farm and market. So much. But if we can grow our basic vegetables that are highly perishable, automatically that would mean that we are able to stop that wastage. Much more than that, imagine if everybody can grow their basic vegetable. If we can all grow, we may not grow the same thing. If I grow ugu and you grow parsley, then it means we can actually have a modern trade by barter, where I give you what you are not growing and you give me what I am not growing. Remember, this is not soil. This is not soil. This is coconut fiber. We want to set up a mini vertical farm. This is not soil. So you can see this is already getting filled up. We've never gone halfway yet. Imagine how much you can do in that place you are calling a little space with vertical plants. Just imagine how much you can do. You can do so much more. Imagine how much you can do. There is no space, that's why I'm not growing. No, that's not an issue. And you can easily call us or call me up and say, oh, I need this and that. And it will be made available to you. Wherever you are in Nigeria. Oh, this is cocoa peat. This is cocoa peat. This is cocoa peat. What I'm doing is cocoa peat. Cocoa peat is made from coconut fiber, Probably when I'm done, you can actually listen to the video from when I started explaining how it is made. So the essence of using this is you don't want to use soil. So instead of looking for soil up and down to use, you don't need to start looking for soil. You can just get this and use the coco peat. It's a perfect substitute for soil. It has no internal nutrients, so you can actually control what it gets. So remember we started with 5 kg. Remember we started with 5 kg. So let's put that here, try to keep dissolving. Let's work with the first set. Let's go back to work with our first set. So you can see that 5 kg from that little block, this is already filled up to the brim. You can call me if you need the coco peat, we can get it across to you. So remember we said this is our farm. This is our farm. So let's set up the farm here. Let's set up the farm here. These are smaller blocks of the coco peat. Layer by layer. So you don't need to worry about using soil. Remember we are using, when we measured earlier, we are using a space less than 16 by 16 inches, 16 inches by 16 inches, less than that. So feeling that all has filled up. So that is first layer. I put another layer to grow more plants. Another layer for more plants. Then another layer. Yes, Engineer Dominic, yes, you are right. Another layer, so remember we started with 5 kilograms and see how much, and we've never finished the block. We've not finished a block. So imagine we'll feed up 5 different layers from a single block, and we still have so much unused. So with this, you realize it's not an excuse when you say, oh, I'm not growing any crop in my house because I don't have space. With this, we have proven space is not an issue. Anybody can, irrespective of the space you have. Space should no longer be an excuse. Space should no longer be an excuse. So anybody can grow. Anybody can grow. So let's say we want to grow lettuce, for example. We just take our seeds. Let's say I decide I want to grow lettuce, celery, this romaine lettuce, and I want to plant. So you can see how much I can get. I decide to put one in each area. So you can plant if you want to grow herbs. A pocket can grow up to 10 to 15 different herbs. So there's still lettuce. As the plant begins to grow, you can bring it the source of fertilizer you need. There is Ogochukwu. I can send a contact for those interested if what you want is organic fertilizer. Our fertilizer comes in both powdered and liquid form that you can easily get. There is Helen for those in Abuja that you can also get nutrients from. So now I have been able to plant lettuce in this small space. I can decide and say, okay, I also want cabbage. This is the red acre cabbage, so I can pick cabbage and put in the next few layers. So I can pick up cabbage and so okay, next few layers, let's give them cabbage. We can have cabbage in the next few layers. So the point being, you can grow as many as what you want in a limited space. Remember, we measured the space we started with, and this can be indoor or outdoor. You can put it indoor or outdoor. Much more than that, you are not using soil, so the fear of, oh, I'll be dirty, I'll be stained, nah, that doesn't come in. That doesn't come in. So we've been able to successfully plant. We're putting 2 seeds per pocket. So 2 seeds. So I've been able to successfully plant in this small space 40 vegetables. This is just where this is. It's not even up to a window level. So imagine if your system is that high, if you are that tall. So you can do so much more from a little space. So what if you had 2 meter by 2 meter space? Imagine how many vegetables you can grow from the comfort of your house. So you can easily call me up if you need this system set up for you. We'll send you the system. It's not a thing that is hard to set up. It's very easy. There is no big deal in the setup. Then don't forget, you can still register for the online class on how to grow without soil. This is a very simple step, but there is a better way that you can do more vertical layers and all of that. How to set it up step by step is an 8-week class. Like I said, today was the week 1 where we discussed the introduction, we introduced the system, we've talked about the materials you will be needing. And for those that are asking, yes, let me explain the fee structure so that nobody will try it to be very clear. The general fee structure for the class is 50,000 naira, but you only pay me 5,000 naira out of it, not the 50. Out of the 50,000 naira, 45,000 naira is for you to buy materials. Things like your drilling machine, your rock wool. There is a whole lot of things you will need to get, and you are buying them yourself. So the reason we are telling you 50 is because we need you to know so that you can get them before that day. Then the nursery, then we talked about greenhouse farming, so you know what it is. Next week we'll be going into soilless farming proper. So if you want to register, send me an email. You can send me an email. So let me put my email here for those that want to send an email. My email is s.ogbole@psnutrac.com. nutrac.com, or even if you don't want to send an email, 708-799-5725. You can go on WhatsApp, send me a message. I will send you the curriculum. During the class, you are going to learn how to build a farm. One of the farms, you are going to learn how to build this vertical system, grow the crops on your own. Like we said, it is a must that every participant grows the crop from seed to harvest. Seeds to harvest, very important. So thank you for your time and have a great weekend. Good morning.